Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the crazy edition, like things that make you go, what? I'm telling you, what? So anyway, you can join the live show at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So apparently knives made of frozen feces don't make the cut, disproving the well-known legend. I have never heard of this legend. So the knives simply melted upon contact, leaving behind streaks of melted pooies. So, famed anthropologist Wade Davis inadvertently created an academic urban legend with his account of an elderly Inuit man in the 1950s who fashioned a knife out of his own frozen feces and vanished into the Arctic. That's the conclusion of a new study by the experimental anthropologists at Kent State University. Let me tell you something. If my tax dollars went to fund this study, I might just have to go down and start picketing Washington myself. Come on. We have hungry people and the government's throwing money at feces studies. But I don't know. Maybe we might have to look at the study itself to actually determine that. But anyway. They fashioned their own blades out of frozen pooies for science and then tested them on pig hide, muscle, and a tendon under ideal conditions. The knives failed every test. This is the world we live in, people. This is why I joined the reptilian alien race, to get away from all y'all crazy humans. Because y'all are freezing your poo. What is this, Mr. Hanky the Christmas Butcher? I mean, really? He recounted in his book, Shadows of the Sun, the Inuit man's family had taken away his tools in vain to attempt to persuade him to leave the ice and join him in their settlement. Undeterred, the man stepped out of his igloo, defecated, and honed the feces into a frozen blade, which he sharpened with the spray of saliva. With a knife, he killed a dog, using its rib cage as a sled and hide the harness under another dog. He disappeared into the darkness. Good! We don't need more people like that roaming around society. This is named Kyle. I mean, really? So, with that, I'm telling you. So, yeah, anyway, so these scientists, research scientists, apparently made some pooey knives. Oh, we have a slideshow, people. Isn't this exciting? So they made their knives, and then they attempted to cut stuff with their knives, and all that happened is they left behind streaks of pooey. It did not take a research scientist to tell you this. Really, it did not take a research scientist to tell you this. All right. I should have put that article last. All right. Nextdoor's new kindness reminder wants to stop neighbors from being so mean. Yes, this is a social media app for your neighborhood. Let me tell you something. If I were to go talk to my neighbor, I waltz on down and knock on the door. Actually, I knock on the neighbor's window. But, you know, they have the doorbell there, but the window's a little bit louder and she's a little hard of hearing. So she prefers to knock on the window if I'm going to say hi. Hey, we swing by and I say hi. We might grab a cup of coffee, might chat for an hour, and then come back home and get a little bit of work done. Maybe I want to talk to the other neighbor, wait until they're outside. I got a guy on either side of me, they take their dogs out. So we stop and chat when they take the dogs out. I mean, a social media app to talk to my neighbors, people. I mean, really. I don't need a social media experiment to talk to their neighbors. But anyway, the Nextdoor, the social media app for your neighbors, which apparently you can leave comments on. Well, now, if you're putting in something that somebody has flagged as potentially being mean or something like this, the app will say, hey, this type of thing, this type of comment was kind of seen as rude before. Would you like to rephrase your comment? So now the app is telling us to be kinder to our neighbors through the social media app. People, delete the social media app. Please, just delete the social media app. I mean, honestly. So with all that, the app uses machine learning to analyze previous comments that have been flagged for containing offensive content. The company adds that the feature will coexist with the service's existing human moderation tools. That's all I need. Some contractor somewhere else in the world having a look at the conversations between me and my next door neighbor through the internet-based application. This is how bad our society has gotten, people. I mean, really. And finally, Petcube 2. Petcube has so this is a little cube with a camera with a 180 view, and it has a little laser pointer in it. So the thing will be programmed out to up to 4 or 5 times an hour, start triggering this laser pointer to go over and capture poor kitty's attention, and then start playing with it, and then it records it. Of course, the camera can record some data on the servers, send it all up onto their cloud application, so their company now has access to everything you're doing. Of course, this camera costs $200, but for the subscription services, you can actually have the ability to keep even more stuff in there. So there's the laser pointer playing with the kitty. Now, the people said that the laser pointer in this is actually a very weak laser pointer, even compared to the cheap things you find next to the checkout counter. And so it's actually kind of hard to see. But nevertheless, I guess it does an okay job in some cases. If you subscribe to their subscription service for either $4 a month or $47.88 per year, that service will give you the ability to store more footage, or you can go for the premium, which is $8.25 a month or $99 a year to have a camera that watches your cat. Check, please. I want out of the human race.